Yes, you are looking at the number 21 truck, which has won the last 3 of 4 races here on Tuesday nights, driven by Private Patton. My name is Brinkerhoff17. Joining me in the booth, Gator Mike. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
We also have Aqua Taddy. He'll be your in-race reporter. What's up, brother?
Hey, guys.
A couple of formal introductions. I didn't quite get those in last week, I feel like. But welcome. It's Tuesday night. It's 8 o'clock, so we're heading to Kentucky. Kentucky Simulation racetrack. Gator Mike, you raced here last night. What do you have to report from that race?
Well, admittedly, Kentucky is not one of my better tracks or favorite tracks, but it was a great race last night. If y'all didn't tune in, go check that out on the YouTube channel. And it was won by Piccola Gator again. So there's going to be a mix of strategies tonight, just like we saw at Charlotte last week, so it should make for a good race.
Last night, fuel strategy played a huge role in the win for Piccola Gator. And I can only imagine tonight, after taking that cue from Piccola, that these guys are going to be prepared, even more so for the final stage.
Yeah, absolutely. The strategy worked out for Gator last night. It didn't work out for some others, so it kind of split itself right down the middle. There were some guys that decided to race it out versus saving, and they still finished 3rd, 4th, 6th, I believe. So there's some to be gained off of it, but not everything. You can still have a good run without it. So we'll see how it all plays out.
Now joining us in the booth, welcome back after a week hiatus. Do the do. I don't know if you can hear us yet. I did say he was in. But welcome, Do. So there's a couple things that I'm looking for today, and that is turns 2 and turn 3. Kentucky, if you aren't aware, turn 3 is a little flat when you're getting into the turn. What happens is you have a nice banking out of turn number 4, right? The track is fast. It's a pretty fast racetrack. You have a really great turn in for turn number 1. If you're loose, you get real loose off of turn 2 because it straightens out in a hurry. This is kind of like a small Chicago. If you know Chicago, you know it's a little bit big. It's got that back straightaway that is, it swings out a little bit. Kentucky is a little bit like that as well, where you're not going to ride all the way up against the wall in the back straightaway. But then you're going to try and drive it down low into turn 3. And what's going to end up happening is that you're going to get in the gas sooner, and then you're going to lose your drive off of turn number 4. But the alternative is you can get a little wider into turn number 1, leave the bottom open a tad, and get in the gas a little bit later. You get better drive off, but then you give up a lot of speed at the beginning of the turn. So how these guys are going to navigate turns 3 into 4 and coming off of turn 2, it's going to be really interesting. That's kind of the tough part about Kentucky. It's not just your average 1.5 mile track.
Absolutely. Turns 1 and 2 completely different than 3 and 4. Kind of like Charlotte last week. 3 and 4, or turn 3 especially, is going to be very inviting. It's nice and wide. You can benefit from, but not really. We'll see how it plays out. But last week we saw R.J. Smitty and Private Patton go head-to-head in an absolute banger, with Private Patton coming out on top. But this week, R.J. Smitty has taken the pole for tonight's race with a 31.701, so he's ready for some revenge.
Top 15 were separated by merely 0.2 of a second. So, are we able to get back in, Taddy? Should we join now?
Timer expired.
Phenomenal. Excellent, we're heading in now. A couple seconds of a blue screen, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are connecting to the network as we join the Kentucky Virtual Speedway. The Buckle Up in Your Truck 225. That's right, 225 miles around this 1.5 miles. Some say 1.48 mile racetrack. If you ask the Indy guys and the NASCAR guys, they have different opinions on how long this track really is.
In my opinion, it's long enough.
Might be a reason why NASCAR is not coming here for a little while.
Well, we got 24 drivers in tonight's race. Got a really stacked field. Last night, the racing was super clean. Had some exciting racing up towards the front of the field, and I expect the same as we go green here for tonight's race.
A lot of green as this racetrack's brought to you by Quaker State, so you see a lot of the sponsorship around here. But here we go, RJ Smitty on the pole. The sponsor is number 98 of, fuck, just forgot his name. Country Caliber.
Nice Country Caliber.
Yeah, outside pole today. That's your 3 out of 4 to number 21 truck. He's starting in 5th. Turn number 2 again. Are we going to keep it low or are we going to get a high to the wall? Private Patton's going to keep it low as he comes to the 5th position underneath your outside pole sitter. He's going to follow down low into turn number 3. How are we going to fire up? You see a couple guys get a little wide. Some of the rest of the field is able to hug down by the yellow line. But who got the speed off of the turn? It looked like Private Patton lost a little to the top 2 as we complete lap number 1.
Private Patton started 5th. He's already up to 3rd, gaining 2 spots on the first lap. He's off to a good start tonight. Turn 2 they're coming out of is going to be a spot to watch for, especially on older tires. The trucks tend to get super loose, especially without adjustments. So here at stage 1, keep an eye out for that.
Looked like SMK Sludge. This is his first race, if I'm not mistaken. He got a tad loose off of turn 2 just right there the last time by. He is running in 7th, now 6th as he passes T-Bird in the number 15 Ford. Heading to turn number 1, we may have a battle for the lead. Probably your dad is trying to get underneath the number 3 of RJ Smitty, today's pole sitter. Not quite going to get there coming into turn number 2, but he's going to give up some space as the 21 heads right to his rear bumper.
Yeah, right now, early on here in the first couple laps, we're seeing a lot of the same players that we saw last week at Charlotte. So the cream's rising to the crop here on these 1.5 miles.
That will happen. This was a really fun, exciting race when NASCAR was here last year, if you watch the real race. This has always been a challenging racetrack in the simulation world. It's some guys love it. Some guys really don't look forward to coming here. There's the 2 truck hits the wall at a turn 2 that time by.
Yeah, Sludge is having some problems.
Just a couple times. Probably your dad is trying to find a line to get past RJ Smitty, but if you've watched our most recent broadcast, you'll know that the number 3 truck, especially early on in these races, is not somebody who is passed easily. Here comes Private Patton down low, as the 32 may have forgotten about what's happening behind him. Too wide into turn number 1. Private Patton trying to complete the pass coming out of turn number 2. He's got a little bit of help from Country Caliber. May have got him out of shape a little bit. Probably gave away a little straightaway speed there as he takes a low angle in the turn number 3.
Probably your dad really drove it in deep there. He's going to pay for it on corner exits. Might lose more than just 1 spot because of that.
If Country Caliber doesn't try to make a pass himself, he may just follow 21 by. T-Bird is just waiting like a shark for these guys to slip up so he can slip underneath them as well. You see him right around just outside the top 5 and 6. Ahead of him is the 16 truck, who we haven't mentioned yet tonight. That is Blakey T, who is the only other driver than Private Patton to have won a race in the last 4.
Yeah, Blakey T started 9th tonight, so he's gained a lot of positions here early on. He's got a fast truck on this standard preset that he has selected for tonight. He's looking for 4th place on Probably Your Dad already.
Yeah, Probably Your Dad's getting hung high, and like you said, driving it deep into turn number 3, like you mentioned in the pre-race. That is going to lose you grip into the turn, and then it's going to be tough for your truck to get the tires to get the grip back as you're coming out of turn number 4. And you saw that a lap ago when he swung real high out of turn 4. Now he's giving up another spot here to T-Bird, and that looks like who's in the 88? Justin Hackett. How do I forget? Justin Hackett's now going to come by underneath. The 32 got real out of shape off of turn 4 as these guys go 3 wide over the start-finish line.
3 wide's not going to work. They're going to have to get that sorted out with the quickness to avoid any confrontations here early on.
Well, Justin Hackett picks up another spot here. T-Bird tried to gain the spot, but then lost the spot at the same time. Here's the 24, Spenker 24, driving the Hooters colors this evening. He's going to try and get underneath Probably Your Dad as well. Probably Your Dad, who we know is a fast truck week in and week out. I mean, it's safe to say he may have overdrove that truck early on, and now his truck is a little worn, a little past its prime than the rest of his competitors.
Yeah, he's fading here. He was up as high as 2nd place. He's fallen all the way back now to about 7th. He's going to need some adjustments here on his first pit stop in stage 1 to get a little bit more better long-run speed in that number 32.
In Thor news, the 88 has found his way into 4th place as he got past Blakey T. The bottom line is now starting to hook up. Now you see probably your dad, who's gotten underneath T-Bird, is moving back up through the field. He's going to try to take a high line on Blakey T, but I think we already know the end of that story.
So the good majority of the trucks here are now single file. They found a good spot to run on the track, kind of just logging some laps. First battle on the track right now, though, is for 4th place there with Justin and Blakey, as they try to get that sorted out here, coming to complete another lap.
RJ Smitty has not relinquished the lead yet, although he is in close contact with Private Patton, who is just biding his time as well. There's no need to overdrive the truck here. We're in stage number 1. Let's keep those tires underneath us. But just as I say that, he takes a slight look down low at a turn 2.
They got awfully close there off of turn 2. Almost got pinched into the wall. They got it sorted out here. Now we're 2 by 2 by 2 as soon as I say they were kind of calming down.
Well, once a guy who's been running 9th sees 6th, it's time to go.
That sounds delicious to a guy in 9th place.
Speaking of passes, here comes Private Patton, who now takes a low line into turn number 2, lower than RJ Smitty. They're going to go side by side through 1 and 2. Coming off of into the back straightaway, RJ Smitty's going to have the preferred line, but as we enter turn number 3, how high may Private Patton push him up the track? He hugs the yellow and pulls slightly ahead, but who has the drive off of turn number 4?
Looks like probably your dad's going to be able to clear Blakey coming off of 4, regain 4th place. So he lost some spots. Now he's gaining them back. But here comes T-Bird challenging for that spot.
You got a lead change, yo.
Yeah, the 21 just went by RJ Smitty into turn number 1. Thanks, Joe. Welcome to the broadcast.
Sorry I'm late.
I see you back there. You're just watching this big battle in front of you.
Country Caliber has caught the front 2 after that side-by-side battle. He's running in 3rd.
It looks like Country Caliber forgot his sponsorship tonight.
Yeah, he left that thing on test mode.
T-Bird has now found his way in front of that second pack, who is still racing side-by-side. They are 3 wide through the turn. With the number 2 truck, he was in the middle there. We'll look back from T-Bird. There's Spencer 24 just behind him, and Blakey T just beyond him. They are coming up to lap number 14 here. Out of 35 for stage number 1.
So the top 3 have kind of gotten a pretty good gap over 4th on back, but I'm kind of curious to see if they just ride it out right here and try to extend that gap and settle the stage between those 3, or if they want to fight a little bit because they know they have that gap.
We are only looking
at the pit stops here pretty soon. So.
I was going to say the pit stop should be coming up, and we're only going to need 1 pit stop. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
This is lap 6. Well, they're on lap 15. They should be coming to 16 next time by. So that should be the start of a few of these trucks, if not another lap or 2.
We'll see what these guys elect to do. Some may short pit to try to gain some of that track time back, but at the same time, you're going to lose some for guys that have pitted after you. They'll have the fresher tires. It kind of evens itself out.
Look from
we have a fight for the lead again.
Yeah, look from on board from T-Bird. We're looking at a battle for the lead as RJ Smitty heads down low. He's getting a little push from Country Caliber, it looks like.
Yeah, RJ Smitty's going to go back to the point here.
Yeah, waiting till you have 1 lap of fuel left before you pit's not a good idea because you end up back at 14th you got to yesterday.
A lot of guys out there running a lap on
smart.
faster tires.
And only gained 2 positions doing that, so what was the point of doing it?
The 34 truck there, he just came out of the pits. He went a lap down, but he's going to have fresher tires here so he catches up to these guys.
Yeah, I was just fixing to say they got around some lap traffic there, but he is going to be able to get around them pretty quickly. His tires are much fresher. He should blow by them fairly handily.
Oh, he hits the wall.
Doesn't hit the wall.
He was trying to make him move out high. It's Mo Powered Smith, D. Smith. He had the right idea. Well, and he just left. Looks like he broke a trailing arm. Here's BW Wright as we flipped around. He's a new racer this week on the number 52. RJ Smitty and the leaders have not pitted yet. They are on lap, I believe, 17. So we're right at halfway.
We are seeing quite a few on pit lane here, though.
But not the leaders.
Back half.
There goes the 21 signifying that he is going to jump down pit lane this time. But nobody else signaled. Let's see if anybody else follows him. You see the second pack behind him is also not pitted. Nobody goes from the top three except for Patton, and nobody in the pack behind them is going to go either. But like Juice said,
Taddy is. But he hasn't been relevant all race, so it's okay.
But like Drew had mentioned before, if you're going to stay out, you're going to end up losing time to these guys who pitted early. Country Caliber is going to go this time by.
Country Caliber signaled that he's going to hit pit lane 1 lap after Private Patton. I believe.
I think Smitty's going to come as well.
Is going to come as well.
Yeah. But that second pack stayed out another lap. Probably your dad in that pack with Blakey T, Springer 24, and T-Bird. None of these guys have pit. These are now your leaders. Blakey T, who's going to get credit for leading that lap. 5 extra bonus points in the old Winston Cup style. Now it looks like he's going to pit. But 15 tried to sit. There's a wreck on the back straightaway.
He's flipping.
He took Country Caliber with him. Not Country Caliber, Justin Hackett. He looked like he was trying to signal so he was going to pit, and he just clipped the rear of the 24 truck, and then it sent him back around. Speaking of the 24, he still did not pit that time by.
Oh, and the 88 Rex getting on pit lane, so from bad to worse for Justin.
Oh, too bad for the 88 truck. Here's Private Patton, who will be one of the leaders, we assume, when he comes back out. RJ Smitty's coming out as Private Patton has got full speed coming out of turn number 2. And there it is. There's the difference in spending 1 extra lap out.
Spanker's going down pit road right now.
Man, everyone's going to pit at some point, but man, a lot of difference in the pit lap times for these guys.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Spanker was the leader before he pitted, right?
Yeah, the team's the leader now, Sludge.
Okay. Thank you, Teddy. Oh, Butters is on pit road in that beautiful 17 truck.
If Sludge is the leader, you said?
Yes.
And he is staying out again.
Yep. Sludge is playing that long game. It has its benefits, but at the same time, he's losing a lot of track time that he's hoping to gain back.
I mean, it has its benefits. Look, if I'm playing devil's advocate, it has its benefits at the end of the long run, not on the first run of the race.
Looks like he's signaling to come down now.
Yeah, the 38 looks like he's also on the same strategy. He's going to come down at the same time.
I mean, it didn't really gain me much last night, but then again, I'm not that good of a driver, so it is what it is.
Now, essentially, if you're RJ Smitty or Private Patton, you're going to have 2 or 3 laps older tires than these guys when they come back out. So can they run them down? It's possible, but I mean, it doesn't seem that likely. Well, I'm going to stick on the 2 truck here through the pit stop. You'll see the field drive by because he was the leader and he was just in that second pack of cars when the pit cycle began. So we're going to see where he blends. Is he still listed as the leader for you, Patty?
Yes.
Okay, he's on pit road.
It's not going to be the leader for long.
No, I'm looking at Private Patton streams. I'm assuming he is going to be the guy who's going to pass him.
Yeah, he's the leader now.
But I will tell you this, those 3 trucks are lined up right behind each other again, so I'm anxious to see what happens in these next few laps.
Only this time it's the 21, then the 98, and the 3. The 3 was in front of this pack before.
The 21 truck does have 1 lap older tires than the other 2. I don't know how much of a difference that's going to make in the end game, but right now, if these guys are going to strike, they got to strike now while their tires are still fresh.
It appears RJ Smitty heard you because out of turn 4 and into turn number 1, he was trying to get any kind of edge on the 98, and he just couldn't get there. He's clearly trying to, I mean, the 98 is also trying to pass for the lead, but he's trying to fend off RJ Smitty at the same time, who he may have for now. The 98 also has slightly fresher tires than the 21.
Caliber taking a peek there. Lost a little bit of momentum. RJ Smitty's going to look to the outside for second.
Now, even at the turn number 1, Caliber took a really low angle into turn number 1. You have to lift sooner in order to make that stick. And then you're going to get in the gas sooner, which at turn number 2, that could, it plague you. And look, he just lost second place. And I guarantee you that occurred because of his low angle entry into turn number 1. Sometimes the best play is really just following.
I know RJ Smitty. He's going to try to win this stage. I can almost guarantee it. Got some live traffic in the way. Maybe we can see a Kurt Busch, Ross Chastain move.
35 total laps. They are coming to lap number 28 here. Sorry, 29. Correction, that was coming to lap 29. I think Patton is safe for now. I'm going to head back in the field, see what we got going on. We got T-Bird back here. I think he's in 4th, but he's a distant 4th. You can't even see the leaders out of his windshield at the time being.
Probably is.
Yeah, T-Bird's way far back. He had that pit road.
Gotcha, okay.
Wreck getting on pit lane. He's back.
Oh, right. I forgot. You're right.
Whoa! The 97 got into the 21 and he lost the lead. Oh, my Lanta.
There's the 97.
Wow.
Yeah, he lost. Yeah, there's the 21 who the 13 even got back around the 21. That's pro hit pace car.
Happy about that.
No, that. Wow. And I know that gentleman driving the 97. He did not mean to do that. I don't even know what to say about that. Wow. Yikes.
I'm trying to check out the replay on another screen here. The 21 swung high. I don't know what happened. Maybe I think he just came up on the 97 a lot faster than he thought. And, I mean, the 3 and the 98 just barely got by that as well.
Yeah, that was pro hit the pace car. I've never seen that happen before. Holy moly.
So a lot of distance now from first to private patent.
That's going to leave the stage 1 winner down to RJ Smitty or Country Caliber. They get to duke it out between themselves.
And they pitted at the same time. Their tires are the same age, same amount of fuel in that car. But the Caliber, you see, lost a little bit there at turn number 4. And I want to go back and see his entry into turn number 3. If it was a little higher, he probably was able to get in the accelerator as soon as he wanted. It's really tough. You could really run 100 laps here and run 100 different laps into turn number 3.
Oh, amen to that. I don't think one lap was the same for me.
I mean, you'll see some guys later in the race cut that off of turn number 2. They'll dive just below the line. If it's allowed, actually, if it's not allowed, I'm sure they won't. But
The leader just took 2.
Smitty is pulling away here from Country Caliber, trying to avoid any sort of battle for the stage win. He's getting quite the gap here off of turn 2.
Remember, these were your fastest qualifiers, too.
Yep.
Yep.
Probably your dad is in a pack with Spanker 24, Aqua Tatty, and the 2 of SMK Sludge.
This is the battle for 4th. Spanker, the 24 has 4th place.
Yeah. This is the closest battle on the racetrack, these 4 trucks right here. For 4th place.
Trying to flip back and
Spanker
forth.
4, Tatty 5th. Battle for 6 right here between Sludge and probably your dad. We're on the final lap of the stage.
Almost gets into him. 32 got a little loose there in the center of the corner. It's going to give the 2 a little edge coming off the corner.
Looks like RJ Smitty won that stage.
Yes, he did. And the battle for fourth goes to Spencer 24.
I tell you what, I mean, as much in the long run, I think that 21 has that as like at this point is the only truck I see that has anything for that 3 truck. But lap traffic is going to play a factor in this race, it seems.
Well, while I have a second, Taddy, you started towards the back half of the top 10, but gained some spots there. What more does your truck need to be able to get up to the front and compete for the lead tonight?
I'm not too mad, man. I started 14th, actually. I started outside the top 10, so coming home 5th place in stage 1, I'm not too disappointed with that. The truck feels pretty good. I don't have the entrance speed that some of these do. You guys were talking about, taking a higher entrance and kind of lifting early to let it go. And me lifting early, I'm getting shoved a little bit. But all in all, the truck feels pretty good. Hoping to stay up here in the top 5 7 places, and I'll be happy.
Your top 5 for the first stage were RJ Smitty, Country Caliber, Private Patent, Sprinker 24, and Aqua Taddy. Sludge was 6, Probably Your Dad 7, Mo Power Disaster 8th, 9th was Blaney 89, remember him, and Old Guy 24. That was your 10th place truck. Here we are, stage number 2. RJ Smitty's going to pull into the turn number 1. Country Caliber and Private Patent going to follow suit down low on the yellow line. You see Aqua Taddy coming low on the 24. He's going to take over 4th place here in the early part of lap number 1.
Stage 2 is just a couple laps shorter than stage 1, but we will see pit stops as well. It's going to play out very similar to what we saw just a few minutes ago.
Right, we had 35 laps for stage number 1. We have 32 for stage number 2. The top 3 have already started to pull away again. We'll see what's going on back in 4th. Probably Your Dad's trying to push his way back into 4th number place. Gonna get there under Sprinkler 24, who's going to get a challenge from Aqua Taddy up high.
Yeah, it's beginning to be a cluster back here. 6th, 7th, 8th on back. These guys 3 wide off of 2. They're 3 wide into 3 right now.
I hear stuff in the wall. There's guys wrecking in the back. A yellow truck like the 88, 97. Another white truck was spinning. So guys were getting rough in the back of the field. They're getting pretty rough in the middle of the field. T-Bird has found his way back near the top 5. He is now in 6th place as he got underneath Blaney 89. Sludge and Mo Power Disaster are going to come low on Aqua Taddy, you see here on your screen. And Blakey T said, screw that, I want a part of this. He's going to try and go low on Mo Power Disaster. Not quite going to get there by turn 3. There is that outside speed. You see Aqua Taddy, he has it right there. Driving 3 wide high off of turn number 4. He's going to clear him coming to the start-finish line.
Yeah, those guys involved in that wreck just a minute ago. Race is not over for them. There is no damage on in this race, and they do have one more caution, but their chances of winning with 1 stage remaining, it's going to be extremely hard for them to do. But it's manageable.
The 52 truck looks like he's been checked as out of the race. Country Caliber is going to make a challenge for the lead. He's going to have a lot of help from a push from Private Patent to the start-finish line. May get him a little loose, which now gives the edge back to RJ Smitty as they turn into number 1. Still side by side. Private Patent staying down low with Probably Your Dad and Springer 24 in tow.
Yeah, last week we had an orange in the race with Taddy driving his test truck. This week we've got a lemon with Country Caliber there in his test truck looking for the lead tonight.
Well, don't tell him that. I don't think he feels like a lemon right now, as he's going to take a big train and try and lead them past RJ Smitty, today's pole sitter. He will lead that lap, but will he clear him for turn number 1? With a big push again from Private Patent, it looks like he may do so. Probably Your Dad is now going high and coming back low. His push will be insignificant at that stage, but RJ Smitty is all by himself. Nobody wants to help out that black number 3 truck, who looked like he may have lagged right there a little bit.
Yeah, that was great work from the 21 there. He was committed to the back bumper of the 98 and really pushed him by RJ Smitty for the lead. Draft does play a factor here tonight at this track, and it showed right there.
If there wasn't a simulation, if this wasn't a simulation, these were a real truck, you would see a big swipe of yellow paint across the front bumper of that number 21.
He is still hooked, that 98, as they make their way down the back straightaway and into 3 for another time. But RJ Smitty's breaking that up.
Yeah, he got low in the 21, which just allowed that connection to continue. through turns 3 and 4, but he didn't get the position. It was that low angle again. It's good in, but it's terrible off. But this front pack has gotten larger because the top 3 have been racing side by side.
Absolutely. We've got a pretty good group here. Got Country Caliber, Private Patton, RJ Smitty, probably your dad, Spanker. I think that's Blaney back there in the 68. Haven't mentioned him so much tonight. And T-Bird.
A rebound for T-Bird. Blakey T is trying to catch this pack as well, just behind them. That's Aquatati behind him in the 00. That's Sludge in the number 2 truck. I believe that rounds out your top 10.
It does. As the front is now getting double file here.
Blaney's like, I've had enough of this following. I'm going to go behind probably your dad and get myself a couple of positions here into turn number 3. Spenger 24 lost the low line to Blaney here. He's aggressive, but he's clean.
That fighting did let that second pack catch right back up.
The 21 truck had a little trouble coming off of turn 4, it looked like. He lost some time to the leader, which may have affected the trucks behind him as they also lost a little bit of time. But now Blaney and Blakey are side by side. Blaney's going to get a little bit of the door.
He pushed wide into the wall. We're going to have an accident.
Oh, the top, not leaders, but, you know, the top 5, they're spinning. Mopava Disaster's spinning. Sludge made contact, but he was able to pull through it. The guy who got the worst of all that was Spanker 24. Live to race another stage. That broke up that front pack for sure. You had nearly 10 trucks in that front pack at one point.
Yeah, tough break for Spanker there, but he's just got to stay calm. Usually you drive faster when you're mad, so if he's mad, it might help him out as well. So he's still got 80 laps, 75, I think, green flag laps in the final stage, so it can still be done.
Blakey T, who made the right move of getting to the front of that pack at the right time, sits here in, I want to say 5th. Yes, and Aquatati is just behind him in 6th. Justin Hackett, you saw spin early on in the stage, is at the rear of the field. Mopava Cat, he is now into the top 10. He's 7th in that number 23 Allegiant truck. Here's Spencer 24.
He was a player last week in Charlotte. Came out with a good run.
Yes, he was.
He's backing that up here tonight in Kentucky.
Spencer 24 here on board as he's back in the pack now after that back straightaway spin. He's behind the 87. The 87 is Hellraiser 38. I believe you said 17 was Butters, huh?
Correct.
There he is. There's my boy Butters. Didn't mention him yet today. Just got passed by Blazer here.
Private Pat back in the front.
Well, I guess we should go back to the front.
Yeah, he got around Country Caliber there coming out of turn 4 and down the front straightaway, and RJ Smitty's looking to follow him through, and he's going to do just that going into turn 3. But here comes Caliber back on the high side with a good run.
Whatever you think you gain in turn 3, you will lose in turn 4. So it's really got to be about your exit. It's my experience, and you know I don't claim to be the guru or anything, but if you're gonna enter turn 3 here low, it's keeping pace. You're not making a pass from there usually. You got to just stick to the bumper. Stay like Private Patton did. He stuck to the bumper. He stayed right to the guy, and then when he had his moment in a different part of the track, he made his pass.
So that's kind of really stretched out the front group here. Private Patton's got a couple of truck links over RJ Smitty, and they've really checked out there over third place as probably your dad tries to fight around Country Caliber here in 1 and 2.
Yeah, Caliber now has lost the leaders completely as he's now part of the second pack. Taps the wall out of 2.
Patton might be coming in this lap. It looked like he signaled down the back straightaway.
This would be lap 17, I believe.
He's splitting this stage right in half.
That is true. And last time it worked out for him, he ended up in front if it wasn't for getting in trouble with that lap car. he probably would have won the stage. So this is the same strategy essentially as he had last stage.
Curious to see if it draws any of these other leaders down pit lane there next time by. Or this time by.
Country Caliber, who's shown a lot of speed, I believe he should be with on Private Patton on this too. Pit earlier and get some of that time you just lost back. But if you pit at the same time as the 3, you're not gaining anything there.
Yeah, Country Caliber looks like he's faster on a short run. Doesn't have the long run speed just yet, so I'd go ahead and pit now, make some more slight adjustments to that thing, and gain that track position back.
I am with you, partner. But all these guys who stayed out pretty long the last time are staying out here as well, it looks like.
All right, we're going to have a few more this time.
There comes the 3 and the 32. Both Chevrolets, both black, both heading to their pit stalls this time by. We'll keep it on Blakey T, who looks like he's going to stay out. He will be your leader. This will be your new top 3, Blakey T, Aqua Tatty, and Country Caliber. Looks like T-Bird and Mopawa Cat stayed out just behind them as well.
Evo B is coming down pit lane in the number 13. I haven't mentioned him tonight. Making his pit stop here in stage 2.
Country Caliber is catching up to Butters right now. Both trucks pitted, so I believe that would be lap, not for position.
Country coming in. Lakey T and Tatty stay out another lap here. Still 1 and 2.
T-Bird and Mopawa Cat and Spencer stay out as well. There's cheerleaders come by right there. Aqua Tatty in second place. A little loose into turn 3, unless that was just a lag spike on our screen. But Aqua Tatty still staying out here as we come down to lap number 20.
Yeah, they're playing the long game here. Maybe even a little bit of strategy. They might just run it all the way dry and hope to take 2 tires and have enough pace to stay out front, grab a stage win here. Maybe
now that's interesting. But the problem with that strategy, and just again playing devil's advocate, you're losing time every lap on these tires.
Yes, you are.
So even when you take your 2 tires, how much time? Because that's only a 5-second difference in your pit stops, maybe 6.
That's 5 seconds in the pits is a lot on the track.
Right, but how much did you give up before you pit?
Well, if this plays out, we might find out. It could be something we'll see at the end of the final stage, or for anybody that's taking strategy or not taking strategy. So why not try it now and see how it works?
This is why I always say, if you want to be good at racing, boys and girls, you have to be good at math.
Try something different.
Here comes T-Bird down pit road as these other guys are going to stay out another time around. Aqua, how is that truck handling on your long run here?
Well, I just smashed the wall, so it wasn't handling good better. The truck's, it's got a pretty good long run feel. I exit a little too high attitude about the wall, but yeah, all in all, it feels pretty good.
Gotcha. All right, well, keep at it, man. Spectre 24 is up to 5th, by the way. He has not pitted. Trying to get a sense because he is further back.
Still your leader, but I think he might have just hit that glitch on the front straightaway. It looked like he shot to the right, but he was able to save it and maintain his place out front. That might have scared him enough to send him down pit lane right now. So that's going to leave Tatty out still.
Yeah, Blakey
T. He's going to take over the lead.
Blakey T's looking for 4 freshes and a fresh tank of fuel. Power Disaster and Sludge are exiting pit road. We'll stick to Private Patton. We know he'll be at or near the lead when all this is done. He is up to 4th right now. Spectre 24 is up ahead of him in 3rd, who has not pitted. He's 30 seconds ahead. Blakey T also hasn't pitted. Is pitting right now. He's in 2nd still. I think Spectre might have hit pit road. And Aquatati is your leader, but we're not watching him. We're watching who will be the leader once all those trucks pit. Tatty has just hit pit road, or, you know, about a few seconds ago. So as Private Pat, you see exiting turn number 2, comes around, he should be getting the lead behind Private Patton.
No, Blakey T came
out.
I
was just going to say, Blakey T jumps in. There's your 2-tire strategy right there. Blakey T clearly took 2 tires and has come out just ahead of Private Patton.
I don't know that it's going to pay off, though. He doesn't have that gap that affords him that comfort of staying out in front. Private Patton should be able to get around here pretty easily.
They just hit the line for 7 to go here. The 16 is the leader. 21 is in second. Aquatati came out in third. Now he's dropped to 4th. Probably your dad has jumped to 3rd. Country Caliber is in 5th, giving Aquatati a battle here. See if we can catch that real quick.
It was worth a shot here for the 16 truck. It might result in a net gain, but he's not really going to lose much. So it's definitely worth a shot. Maybe learn a little bit of something there for the final stage.
Private Patton is going high on the 16 here out of turn number 2. Hugged the wall, but did not touch it. He's going to stay high on the 16 into turn number 3. But the 16, who's going to get in the gas a little sooner, is going to come up the track. There it is. But he's going to have to pull down, so that loses momentum. And the 21 is going to pull ahead. A little bit of contact.
There.
Slight edge for the 21, but the 16 is hanging in there.
He's really driving it.
I'm
impressed that he was able to hang on for that long.
For 2 tires, but that's pretty much all they could have done to hang on to it right there. So he got a little wiggly out of turn 2. Comes back to the back bumper of the 21, but does he keep it there out of the turn? It looks like Private Patton's going to pull a little bit ahead out of the turn as we come back to the start-finish line. 5 to go. 4 to go. Sorry, I shouldn't guess. I tried to think, well, I said 7 to go. It's been 2 laps.
Took a guess, almost got it.
So that was your for the stage win pass. There is a lap car just ahead of him. Not sure if that will come to play in these last 3.5 laps. 3 to go as they hit the line right here.
That lap truck's going to be having to go awfully slow if they're going to catch him. I don't think they're going to get there. Don't play a factor.
SMK Sludge taking the Ryan Blaney line through the front straightaway. Hitting that sewer grate.
I've hit that thing multiple times, and it was not fun every time.
RJ Smitty, by the way, is back in the pack, and it makes me think that he may have had a speeding penalty this time by, because he is way back with trucks we haven't seen him race with all day.
Yeah, it looked like when he was getting on pit road earlier that it was really awkward and really late, the way I looked at it as. So.
We know Spencer 24 spun. RJ Smitty is behind Spencer 24. So he's back there.
Well, that's not good, and I bet you he's not having a good time now.
Country Caliber, he's in 4th place as we're looking on boards. You see the leaders just ahead, Private Patton, Blakey T, and probably your dad.
Private Patton coming to 1 to go right here in stage 2. Looks to have it on lockdown. Blakey T, though, he's held in there on those 2 tires, so it definitely worked out for him. He's going to finish 2nd here in this stage if he can hold on to it for a couple more corners.
We got the view on probably your dad as Private Patton's going to take 1st this time in stage number 2 here at Kentucky. 2nd place is going to go to Blakey T. Probably your dad's in 3rd. Country Caliber's in 4th. I'll try and get you the rest of the top 5 here in a second. I think Aquatati was 5th. T-Bird 6th. Mopawa Cat 7th.
Taddy, I was watching you, man. It didn't look like you're lagging anymore. You did spike a few times, but
it's good. I shut my broadcast off. That should fix that.
Blaney is 8th. 9th was Sludge, and Mopawa Disaster was 10th. So there's your top 10.
That's the
Spencer
only
ended up
reason why I
11.
didn't say anything.
Yeah, I kind of thought that's actually might have happened. What caused that big wreck?
RJ Smitty was 13th, by the way.
Must have had a speeding penalty.
Must have.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. So, guys, as we come to the end of stage 2, who do you think's going to win this race?
Right now, it's kind of looking a lot like the same of last week. That 21 truck is going to be hard to beat.
I'm going to go with
Yeah, I
Butters.
agree. It's like every week that 21 truck's really fast, but I'm going to go out on a limb and I really think Blakey T may have something for these guys. I mean, that strategy really worked and he ended up in second. Probably your dad's pretty fast, but I think RJ Smitty, if he can get back up there, he has a fast truck, so I mean there's a lot of laps left.
Well, Brink, this is kind of the time where we saw what happened last night. Some guys decided they wanted to go fuel safe mode and save this final stage. We had some that decided to race it out. So right now we're going to find out who's doing what. So if you're going to save, you got to start saving pretty soon.
We are looking back right now from probably your dad to the rest of the field, and I got to say, nobody looks like they're saving. Everybody is still racing as hard as they can into this pack. The back 5 or 6 cars are getting a little space back there, but I don't think any of those guys are savers. Doesn't look like at this juncture guys are saving, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah, you're going to have to save 2 to 3 laps here on this whole final stage, which is about 75 laps. So save 2 or 3, and it's really hard to save here in Kentucky because you're actually losing fuel.
Hey, gentlemen, don't look now, but RJ Smitty's all the way back up to 9th.
Yeah, that was part of what you were looking back on. If you were on that screen just now, you saw that black guard make a couple passes.
So saving the fuel is not going to be easy, but as we saw last night, it ended up being the winning strategy.
Sludge and Taddy and Blaney have lost a few spots here at the early going. Here we are on T-Bird, as you see RJ Smitty's coming down low on Spectre 24. T-Bird would be his next victim.
Blicky T, he's to the inside of the leader here.
A little bit of a help from probably your dad.
2.
Loves that low angle into turn number 3, but you see the 21 sticks it high. The 32 says, screw that, I'm going to go low as well. Give a little push to the 16, who nearly got into the 21, but he backed off and fell in line. And the 32 lost all his speed as well, and the 21 maintains that lead.
I'm
not
telling
without
you,
challenge.
This 3 truck's in a hurry, man. He is in a hurry.
But he is there.
He is definitely there. He's sitting behind T-Bird right now, and he's just sitting there laughing at these boys racing like crazy up there. As long as that 21 truck doesn't get too far, I think this 3 truck may have a chance to get up there and fight for this win again.
These guys look like they're part of the racing strategy because they are not holding anything back.
There's nobody in this field that I've seen that is saving. Everyone is racing. The 3 is trying to get low on everyone he can. He's low on the 15. The 16 is kind of in his way here. Blakey T, who is Gator Mike's pick to win. Low Power Cat is holding strong on the outside as he gets the draft off of the 32 and 98. He'll swing high through 3 here and off of turn number 4. I actually kind of like that line that 23 took, as he's not going to lose a lot of speed through the entirety of the turn. And you see, he maintains with the 3 truck and gets a little draft from Country Caliber.
I'm seeing the 15 of T-Bird fall back just a little bit. He tried a fuel strategy last week at Charlotte, and it got him a second place finish. So he's known to do that.
But he did do that after he got into trouble and lost time on the track, so he switched to that mode last week.
Yeah, he's lost a few spots here, so he might just be trying to cruise, maybe hold the draft and try to save some fuel that way.
13 of Evo is trying to make some passes here. A name we haven't seen up front all day. As he's going to make a move on Country Caliber down the back straightaway. RJ Smitty has moved up to 4th, by the way, through all of this.
Yeah, he's driving mad.
Good racing by the 13 here, the Evo V.
Yeah, he's gained just just as many spots on this restart as RJ Smitty has. They've really come through the field. Just kind of following that three truck through. The three truck blazed a path for him, making it nice and easy.
I think that save mode for the 15 is out the window here. He's trying to make passes. He's diving low on the 23 and 98 in turn number 1. Didn't quite make it stick, but here he fights back in turn number 3. RJ Smitty looking low on Blakey T just ahead.
It looked like Blakey T got into the wall there coming in the 3. But the 3 car just wasn't there to make a move. The 3 truck, I apologize.
T-Bird is now going to make a low line below the 13 truck to try and get back that 6th spot.
Had the 2 truck in the wall, sludge hit it going into turn number 1. It's going to lose some track time. Right now would be a good time for him to call an audible and maybe try some strategy to get that track time back.
Mopar Cat, we saw racing near the front, has slipped back just a little bit. He's right behind the Evo, just ahead of Mopar Cat, or just ahead of Mopar Disaster, who just slopped the wall in turn number 1. That's Justin Hackett, who's going to make a move down. Oh, the 24 is in trouble again. He takes out the 38. That time I didn't see how it started, but I sure saw how it ended. Poor.
Just caught the apron.
Real bad luck for Mopar Disaster, who got caught up in that.
Yeah, that's going to be the end of the race for those guys with no cautions.
Spenker decided to take a exit. Well, Brian SP gets into the 38 a little bit here. He's heading towards pit road, it looks like. Interesting strategy from Brian SP. See if he can get some extra spots by pitting early. Really early. There's Butters, 1973, driving a personal favorite of mine. Anything with the number 17 in it, that is. It's a really sexy black truck, if you ask me. Pro hit pace car. We saw him get into some trouble with Private Pat early in the race, but here he is just ahead of Mopar Disaster in the number 97 truck. Evo B back on him as he's trailing the number 15 this time by. 15 got a little loose out of turn 2 that time, it looked like. RJ Smitty holding strong in 4th.
Yes,
So you get about 23 to 24 laps on a tank of fuel here at Kentucky. Last night you had to hit 25 laps per run. So you do have to save a little bit. It is hard to do. I see some people trying it right now. I don't want to name a whole bunch of names, but I do see some trying to save that extra lap per run.
Looks like the 3 cars making a move on Blakey T.
Yeah, they are not saving up here in the top 4.
Absolutely not.
Especially RJ. I mean, think about it. I don't know where he started, looked like in the top 15 at least, but he made a lot of moves to get back in this top 3 right here. And this boy is driving the lug nuts off this truck right now.
He got 3rd place. And now he's got his sights set on probably your dad here in 2nd. A little bit of time between them right now, but I expect that to close pretty quickly.
Yeah, he could be using this stuff up, though, and his long-run speed could dwindle here as these tires age, because he has come from the back to the front.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you can probably explain it more because I wasn't in, but I feel the tires, depending on how you run, the tires tend to wear just as fast as the fuel does.
Ooh, the 16 got in real trouble. The 15 is backwards. The 16 went real low on the apron and then came right up the racetrack in front of the 98, got loose, and then the 15, he had some contact, got out of shape, and spun around. So T-Bird is not too happy with Blakey T at this moment. But also set the 68 back, who was behind these cars. Now he's further behind.
Yeah, in terms of the tires, though, there was no issues with the tires not making it a full fuel run. So tires should not be an issue. The right rear gets kind of close, but it still made it.
Right. No, I wasn't able to finish the last stage of this race last night as the dog decided to unplug the PlayStation. But it is what it is. Everything happens. Things happen, and we move on to next week. But I just was wondering because I know in the first 2 stages it didn't really matter at all. I mean, I ran my tires to like 10%, but I run the lug nuts off these trucks. I don't even care. I'm just here to have a good time.
Yeah, once you commit to that fuel strategy, you've made your bed. You got to lay in it. There's no going back from it. So once you commit to it here in Kentucky, you're not racing the rest of the race. You're just trying to conserve enough to be able to make it to the finish. These guys right here, they're going to have to make an extra pit stop over some of the guys that are trying to save towards the back.
Looks like T-Bird is back in the pack. We just got a view of him here in front of Butters.
But they're trying to race hard enough to where they can stretch that gap to overcome the time lost from that extra pit stop. As Private Patton comes in.
I was just going to say we got 58 laps to go. Private Patton is hitting pit road. We'll go back on him.
No way he's making it with 58 to go. So he will have to make an extra pit stop.
This is where we'll find out who's trying to stretch it, because if you're pitting now, obviously you're not gonna.
Yeah, he'll have to come again with about 10 to go for tires and a little bit of fuel to make it to the end.
We're gonna see. Well, who's the leader right now? Aqua.
Probably your dad.
Let's jump on him.
I can promise you it's not my dad.
He's got RJ Smitty right on his bumper, though.
If you watched the broadcast last week, I said probably not your dad. Probably about as many times as I said probably your dad. But RJ Smitty is on the bumper of probably your dad here for the lead. Are they going to pit? Are they going to race it out here? It looks like they're going to continue racing on.
It's got me wondering too, because like RJ, just after he got into the top 3, he kind of like slowed down, not necessarily slowed down, but he just kind of got comfortable riding behind the 2 leaders there, and they may have been able to save a little bit of fuel, maybe not a lot.
Looks like he tapped the wall up at turn 2 that time by. He lost a little ground to the 32. And, the other thing also is that I think the 3 might be coming this time. No, he stays high, he stays out. The other thing also is that I actually lost my train of thought. Oh, I was gonna say he's in striking distance, so he doesn't. Once he got to where he was in a comfortable spot behind Private Patton, it was a few seconds behind. Now you're back to where you were essentially, so you don't have to push it. You don't have to wear your truck down just trying to get from 4th to 3rd or 2nd. You're there. Just race your race at this point. Keep your truck underneath you. Maintain your equipment and make your pit stops, at the right times and get yourself in the position to win. A lot of these young guys, they think they have to get to first place on lap 2 in order to win the race. When we all know, stay patient, race your race, keep your car clean, and you're going to end up near the front with a position, with a chance to win.
And not only that, they have a huge lead over the 3rd place car that just signaled that the 3rd and 4th place cars signal that they're going down pit road. So these gentlemen up front seem to,
Oh, the leader's coming in.
Everyone's coming in. Yeah, the 97 stayed up, but he was already pitted. Blaney's coming in.
Your dad.
Mopala Cat's
really
coming in. Aquatati's staying out.
Yeah, probably your dad looked really aggressive getting on pit lane. I'm going to be watching to see if he got a speeding penalty because it was close.
Let's see if the 3 rebounded off of that last speeding penalty he got, man. They both came in pretty quick.
We are now on your leader. That's Octati in the 00 Chevrolet. Stays out another lap this time by other peers. That's he's coming in this time. And that's Private Patton, your former leader. He's going to come back around.
Neither one of them did.
We will
He got
see.
Woe down.
We will see if the 21 can get the lead back. He just unlapped himself from the 00 you saw there. And he passed all those other cars who had just pitted, so I don't know if anyone's going to be with him when everything settles out.
So the guys who are pitting now and pitting after this are trying the fuel save strategy. as they are going to be right near the limit of being able to make it.
That's Sludge and Aquatati. Private Patton is now back in the lead, and he has a 3-second lead on both Probably Your Dad and RJ Smitty, and a 6-second lead on the 4th place truck, who, by the way, is the Evo B in the 13. And Private Patton is coming up on some lap traffic now. But remember, Private Patton's gonna have to make that extra pit stop. So is this a race that Smudge and Aquatati can steal? Or is Private Patton gonna just maintain his top spot here throughout the entire rest of the stage?
They're by no way sealing it. This thing's wide open, especially with the pace that Patton's putting down. Picola Gator, we saw the fuel safe strategy last night, and he won by about 10 seconds over some of the guys that just raced it out. But with the way Patton is driving right now, it's going to be closer than that.
Right, that's what we were talking about earlier when I mentioned do the fuel strategy, but how much time are you still losing while racing longer? And how are you actually gaining any time on the guy who you see here is just, kicking everyone's butt?
Yeah, well, the 3 car got around Probably Your Dad. Oh, never mind. Well, he did get around them, but he ended up hitting the wall, and Probably Your Dad's looking underneath, and the 3 truck's going to shut that out there.
One of your only battles amongst the leaders is for 2nd place. That's Probably Your Dad and RJ Smitty here on the front straightaway.
Patton has caught some lap traffic here in turn 1. They went high out of the way.
We have 49 laps to go when they touch the line that time by. So here's Sludge, who we know is on that fuel strategy along with Aquatati. He is at the tail end of the lead lap. You see the leader, Private Patton. There's one car in between them. That's Mopower Cowboy. I believe he's the very last car in the lead lap. Mopower Disaster, who we saw get in trouble with the 24 when he spun. He is still there, but he is now 1 lap down. Smudge, who still looks like he's saving, is going to lose a position to the 8 truck. He is going to get by the 97, who's having a little trouble getting into turn 3. I think I said Smudge. This is Sludge, not Smudge. Here comes the 21 on the 97 again. This time they're going to get by cleanly.
So he's got Sludge in front of him as well as Cowboy.
RJ Smitty.
That, he's got some track. He's got some clean track after that.
RJ Smitty and Probably Your Dad have closed the gap to Private Patton to just under 3 seconds, right about 2.5, 2.8 to 3rd place. That's probably due to lap traffic that they're going to also have to race through. Country Caliber is running in 4th place now as he's gotten around the Evo B, who's now back in 5th. Blakey T is 6th. Blaney, 89, and that 68 truck is in 7th. Sludge is in 18th, by the way. That is the last car on the lead lap currently. There he is. Takes a line underneath Mopower Cowboy. That would be 4th position.
I wonder how nervous the 21 truck is right now with that lap traffic fighting each other.
Well, if he just takes his time, I'm sure he's going to be fine. He doesn't really have to worry about the 3 or the 32 just yet. They're still only about 2.5 seconds behind. And then they're going to have to contend with all those guys as well. In fact, I would try to not break these guys up. I would try to let them race together behind me as well. Maybe try to get the line here on the front straightaway going low. And I'll let them continue their race and get in the way of the guys behind them.
Right now he's making his way around Cowboy. Only going to have Sludge left in front of him.
Yeah, we're on Sludge now. He's just being patient. He's waiting his turn. Cowboy gets a little loose out of 2 behind Private Patton. So that's going to break him up.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the 21 is just trying to just content behind him, trying to save some fuel there.
He might be doing a little of that. Sludge also isn't one of those back marker slow trucks. He's on the strategy. That's why he's back here. I wouldn't say, we haven't seen a lot of him. I wouldn't say he's tops like Private Patton has shown to be. But he is not just losing ground now that he's in clean air to the 21. If he wasn't to the tail end of the lead lap, you might assume he was leading this race.
Amen to that.
And he does look strong. The 21 is closing the gap a little bit, but he does have the draft's aid. We'll see if he gets around the 2 as easy as he got around those other trucks.
Yeah, that 3 is just slowly closing that gap.
42 to go that time by. RJ Smitty is
definitely going to have to hit the pit stops one more time.
RJ Smitty is 2.2 seconds behind, but probably your dad lost a little time. He's now back to 3 seconds. There we see probably your dad, who is not as attached to that back bumper as he was a lap or 2 ago. Looking at a pit stop in about 6 laps. We have 41 to go that time by for the 21 truck. Private Patton probably going to pit in about 5 or 6 laps.
21 truck looks like he's pretty content behind the 2, but right now he's got an opening. It looks like he's going to take it. But for a long time, he just kind of rode there. I guess the 2 has had enough pace to where it didn't affect the 21, but he's going to try to go ahead and get around him right here before his pit stop.
A good racer is a patient racer. You don't have to force it. I mean, if you're watching and you're a young racer, I'm not trying to build Private Patton up too much. I don't know the guy personally. I don't know if he even has ever raced a real race car. But this is how you do it. This is how you navigate through traffic. This is how you are the best on the track, the fastest on the track, while also being clean, keeping your nose clean, and just not forcing issues that may create negative outcomes.
Tell you what, though, that 3 is not giving up. He's trying to close that ground as much as possible.
Yeah, but now the 2 and the 21 have a draft, so that may be aiding the both of them, which is going to hamper the 2 from gaining any time. He is 2.3 seconds back, so he has lost a little bit of time. And he could also just be, saving a little bit of fuel.
At this point, saving fuel is there's no point to it if you're one of these guys up front, because they're going to have to pit 2 more times anyways.
I'm going to guess the 21 truck is going to come by the next time by, not this time, the next time by.
I think he's going this time. It looked like he's signaling that.
Yeah.
All right, I didn't see that, but yeah, okay. I was looking at his stream. He had another lap of fuel to go, but he's going to come by.
And that gives the 3 truck the lead.
Also unlaps the 2. By the way, like I said about the 2 truck, looked like he could have been the leader of the race right there. He did qualify 1 spot ahead of Private Patton. Just thought y'all should remember that. RJ Smitty is now your leader. The 32 truck, probably your dad, is in second, as the 21 truck relinquished that lead to take 4 fresh tires and a full fuel tank. He should be coming out. He's just behind these guys as he comes out of pit lane. Well, the 3 got into the wall trying to get high on the 2 down the back straightaway. Not going to be allowed to get quite there yet. He'll try another attempt down the front straightaway, I'm sure. The 2's going to go high and get out of his way. But only slightly.
Tell you what, that 3 was flirting with that storm drain down there.
That was a little close.
That would be a race ender if he hits that.
Yes, sir. Wasn't that
I've got a
Austin
great
Dillon?
video clip of me hitting that storm drain in a league race.
Well, that was Blaney last year.
Oh, yeah, that was right. Blaney. I don't know where I got that mixed up at. That was hilarious.
All right, so I'm going to take a gander back at who we know is going to go as long as he can, and that is Aquatati, as he sits here in the 00. Remember, he's ahead of Sludge. So between those two trucks, Aqua Taddy would end up in the lead.
If Taddy can make it to about 25 to go, he should be good. Maybe 26 if he can save a little bit more. But I think 25 to go is kind of the target lap for him. It is hard to save here because you do lose fuel.
I mean, I've
trying to save.
I've heard a lot of engines in my day, and I just heard Aqua Taddy's engine is through turn 3 and 4 there. It sounded like he was going to pit. That's how much he got out of the gas.
That's how I probably sounded on the broadcast last night. I was going super slow. It's just, for me on a controller, it's so hard to save, especially here in Kentucky.
Well, when I was like, oh, I'm passing Gator.
Evo is pitting. The 13 truck has headed down pit lane.
Like I said, I didn't really lose much off of trying that strategy. Maybe a spot or two, but I didn't really gain anything. So
Not seen on this screen, but the 21 just avoided a little issue. The 38 got loose in front of him, and the 21 just slipped by underneath, but almost a close call for Private Patton.
Private.
He has gained 6 positions since he's pitted, by the way. Or since he's come out.
Don't look now. Probably your dad got to the back bumper of that 3 truck.
He's pitting now.
Never mind. He's going down pit road.
A lap earlier than the 3 this time. My senses tell me the 32 was having a little trouble with his handling and needed to get on pit road as fast as possible. Christian Caliber and Blakey T are also pitting. Justin Hackett, that's him coming out of pit lane as RJ Smitty puts a lap on him. But he's going to be able to fight back on those 4 fresh tires.
Yeah,
here comes RJ Smitty.
Yes, sir.
Butters Watch 2021, he is in 8th. Now there's your outside pole sitter for today. Caliber coming off pit lane just ahead of the 16 truck. And that's the 74 of Old Guy. Probably your dad is ahead of them coming off pit lane. Well, don't look now, but SMK Sludge is just ahead of the 21, and he's getting passed by the 21, and that is 4 positions. Private Patton is in 2nd, and that is only because Aqua Taddy still has not pit yet. We'll go on your leader, Aqua Taddy, as he is in turns 3 and 4. Still staying out 1 time. Or 1 and 2.
There were a lot more drivers that tried the fuel strategy last night. It looks like Taddy's going to be the only one here tonight that's going to attempt it.
Well, Sludge is attempting it, but he's not in quite as good of a position. He's 20 seconds or so ahead of Sludge at this point. And
yeah,
Sludge
found that problem early on in the stage.
Right,
and I think he just called an audible and see, at that point, there's no reason not to try something.
Right, it's working out for Sludge in that regard, but he's obviously Taddy is in a much better position. Probably your dad is ahead of RJ Smitty, by the way. That was the pitting that extra lap ahead got him a half a second lead on RJ Smitty. Here comes Aqua Taddy this time by.
It's going to be real close for him to make it on fuel.
How many laps to go, Taddy? For you?
That was coming at 26.
26 to go.
Yep, that's right about the limit. He's going to have to save a little bit more.
Also, the fuel strategy will not work as I got a speed penalty.
Well, you have 16 seconds on Patton as you pit. So, I mean, it's 15 seconds, right? So you'll be right there. But that is unfortunate. Speeding penalty for our fearless leader, Rocco Taddy.
Yeah, maybe you should move to Texas. You wouldn't have got that speed.
I actually ran out of fuel, so the car sputtered and gave me that shot of burst as I was entering. That's how I got that speed.
Oh, man.
Nice.
Inventing new ways. Sludge also on pit road this time. Private Patton has regained your lead. He has a 4-second lead on RJ Smitty.
It's alright, Taddy. If anybody's got it, you got it, man.
That 4-second lead is going to be hard to overcome for Smitty.
Oh, yeah. Then again, doesn't Patton got to save fuel, though, because he hasn't saved anything, right?
The only guys that we know are going the distance, or trying to, are Taddy and Sludge.
Right.
Yeah, these guys are going to have to pit again.
Yeah. So, I mean, in all reality, you know, that speeding penalty that Taddy got, you know, could help him out, you know? Who knows?
I don't see how a speeding penalty can help anybody out.
It could help him. You want to know how it could?
It cost him another pit stop worth of time.
He didn't have to pit again to begin with, so that's just 15 seconds lost.
Yeah, you're right. I was just trying to act like I was smart, and I'm not. So I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut and just.
Tell you what, we'll really make sure Taddy goes the distance. Let him go a lap down. That'll be a benefit.
That 15 seconds of loss that I had for speeding at Charlotte definitely did not help.
I also am a lap down, so I guess I have plenty of fuel.
Also, RJ Smitty is now 2.8 seconds behind. But he did gain a little bit there, but he has 2 lap cars he'll have to get by before he gets to the 21.
Yeah, I'm like starving, so I'm a little incoherent right now.
Another view at the number 17, driven by Butters, 1973. Trying to give him some air time. Behind him is the 44. That's heavy duty 420. That is a battle for position, I believe, between those two trucks. Ford versus Chevy.
Lots of attrition tonight. There's quite a few on pit lane with some issues, blown motors, and track bars, and everything else.
Or hit the crate. Oil pan's laying down there. I can see it.
Brian SP coming into the pits here, number 45 for his final stop. Haven't mentioned his name tonight. Just kind of riding around.
There he is. We got him on screen now, heading to pit lane in the Plan B Sales Chevrolet. Evo 13, he's in the top 10. He was briefly in the top 5 there in stage number 2 and early part of stage number 3. Back on your second place truck, RJ Smitty.
He's really closing in.
Try to give you a gap time if I see it again. Looking at about 5, maybe 6 laps before the 21's going to hit pit lane for the last time. 1.8 seconds. 1.8 seconds between first and second.
Yeah, Smitty is charging hard right now. He's using up everything that truck has got.
Well, he has about 4 laps of fresher tires.
And he's used up those 4 laps of fresher tires, I guarantee you. Because he is on the move right now. He's made up a lot of time on Pat.
Probably your dad's also gained a little time. He's under 3 seconds, 2.7 to Private Patton for him in third. There's Sludge, who's now going his lap down here. Still trying to save that fuel and go the distance. Country Caliber, he's in 5th. You see Blakey T, that's 4th place. Here's a battle for position here in the later parts of stage number 3 as we are GC Sports Racing at Kentucky. 225 miles they're doing today. We're in the last quarter.
Patton's coming in.
There he comes, 21, down pit lane. The 3 will take over the lead. Probably your dad goes to second. Sludge still a lap down.
Does he take 2 or 4? I would assume 4, since there's about 15, 16 laps remaining here.
Yeah, he's 4 tires. Taking 2 tires here would be pretty risky for the guy who's been faster than everybody.
Schmitty, if he gets it down to about 10 laps, I wouldn't be surprised to see him take 2.
Coming to the line, there was about 16 to go. Blakey T also coming down pit lane. He relinquished that spot to Country Caliber, who stayed out. Guys pitting early, you are trying to get time on the guys who are gonna hit in a lap or 2. Trying to see if anybody else is coming down pit lane. Doesn't look like anyone, just Blakey T and Private Patton thus far. Oh, there's 15 and the 74. Look like they're just coming off the pit road right now. That's Old Guy and T-Bird. But here's Aquatati. He is currently in 10th, maybe 9th if I see him getting in position again. He has 2 seconds. 2 seconds to Private Patton.
Told you it would help.
He had 16 before.
Shh. Yeah.
There he is.
Whatever.
That's the white and purple car behind Aquatati. This is basically a pass for the win, if it occurs. It may occur faster than you think. Out of turn number 2, Private Patton. He's 10. For now, does Taddy fight back on the inside? He does not. He's going to give up that spot. Going to maintain his fuel strategy because second's better than 12. Blakey T just behind there, just kind of the back end of your screen there. That is 3rd. He has already pitted as well. Laney 89 just coming down pit lane this time by.
Schmitty's coming in. Probably your dad's coming in. So the 2nd and 3rd place trucks before this cycle of stops have now hit lane. Will they take 2 or 4?
The real question is, where is Sludge right now? We got him on screen. Not sure where his spot is. You know, he's the only other guy besides Aquatati who's on the fuel strategy.
Oh, I think they took 2. They're going to have a big gap here.
Yeah, as they're coming off pit lane, the 21 is in turn 4. It is a 3-second gap between the 32 and Private Patton. 2-second gap.
Patton's got a
Second
lot of
and a
fast
half.
trucks to get around, though. He's got Caliber, he's got Probably Your Dad, and then Smitty right up the road.
1 second.
He's got his work cut out.
Caliper's the leader.
Yeah, you see Caliber on
Sick,
screen
huh?
here. That is the leader. He hasn't pit yet.
He's
He also-
coming in now.
He also has the 21 a lap down currently.
Not
Well,
anymore.
RJ Smitty is 2.5 seconds ahead of of Private Patton. But Private Patton's got to get around the 32 before he can get up to the free truck. And even though they took 2 tires, they are fresher. So who's running faster times right now? It doesn't look like anyone is. They're pretty even.
Oh, that 21 truck's gaining on that 32 truck. quickly.
Ever
I wouldn't be surprised to see a pass here.
I
That
was
32
probably in the
truck
front
is
straightaway.
Smitty's best friend.
Could we see a Ross Chastain moment? Nope,
There it
not
goes.
here. The 21 is going to give a little bump to the rear and just get the 32 out of his way. He's going to go right on by down the front straightaway. Right up in front of the 32.
Smitty catch him? Or can Private Patton catch Smitty?
The gap is 2 seconds when they entered turn 1. Smitty does have a little bit of draft help with the lap cars just ahead of him. You see him get by 1. Now he loses that draft help. But that's another car that Private Patton's going to have to get around. Still 2 seconds as they hit the line. And as they hit the line, there were 7 laps to go. You're going to have to do better than 2/10 a lap if you're going to catch RJ Smitty here.
This is going to be close.
Alcantara is in 5th, by the way. Give a little update of where he is. That's Blakey T ahead of him for 4th. Is that for position with Country Caliber?
Yes, sir.
This is 9 seconds behind your lead.
Well, those 15 seconds are hurting now.
Yeah. You'd have a 4-second lead on RJ Smitty right now.
Sorry, who's leading?
Smitty. It is down to a second. 1.2 seconds between 1st and 2nd.
4 to go at the line.
That 87 truck clearly affected RJ Smitty getting into the turn. He lost nearly an entire second just in that turn. He's going to go high for the 21, but, well, now he's going to go low again. He's going to give the 21 the high line out of the turn. No, he's not. So the 21 may have also lost a little bit of time. It's still a 1 second lead. You're on board with the 21 as you chase down the number 3 of RJ Smitty in the closing laps here at Kentucky Speedway. When he hit the line, RJ Smitty had 3 laps to go to hold off this number 21 truck. He has...
This is going to be awfully close.
We are just under 1 second of time, 0.8 seconds when they entered turn, when it got out of turn 2. 0.7 seconds down the back straightaway and into turn number 3. Still a 0.7 second, 0.6, 0.5 as we get into turn number 1. The 21 is gaining on the 3 truck. Those 2 tires.
A lap and a half left.
Those 2 tires. Were they enough to get the 3 around? We are going to hit the white flag this time by.
He's going to have a chance at him.
Entering turn number 1. It is under a half a second now between 1st and 2nd.
Oh, he's there. He's there.
He is grabbing the draft this time. He's going to have one more turn to make 1 pass attempt for 1 win here at Kentucky.
I think RJ's got it.
A flat entrance into turn 3. The 21's got to get a run. Does he get him high?
They're
Stays
side by
off the
side.
wall. Nearly side by side. He's a half a lap from getting that lead. RJ Smitty. Good job on strategy. Maintain those 2 tires. And he has a 0.1 seconds victory over Private Patton.
That is awesome.
7
That
one
was a
hundredths of a
race.
second.
Now, remember, if that lap car doesn't get in front of that 21, I think he may have been able to get there, but that is all those what ifs. And if Taddy doesn't, get caught speeding, you never know what happens there as well. But
Right.
at the end of the day, that 3 car came back from adversity in that second stage after that speeding penalty to come back and win this race. That's amazing. Good
3 trucks
calls
stole
tonight.
one here tonight on the strategy and picked up his first win of the season.
Aquatati was
amazing.
20 seconds behind the leaders at the end. Yeah, crazy. Awesome finish. Way to go, guys. Good job, RJ Smitty. Congratulations. I mean, if you don't know who's the top 2 trucks in this Tuesday night series, then you haven't been watching.
That was intense.
You were looking at them right there. They've really come to play the last couple of weeks.
And a shout out to Justin Hackett. I'm sorry. He finished 11th in this race tonight after that adversity in the second stage as well. So that was some fun stuff.
All right, good job. Let's try to get the rest of the guys in here, I guess.
Somebody also had the fastest lap.
I mean,
He had
I
an
called it.
absolute banger of a lap, too.
I called it. I win.
I'm trying to get them added. Shit.
No, that was a great. That was the best race so far. I think. I mean, that was pretty intense.
Pretty intense, but wait till next week.
I mean, outside of Watkins Glen, I'd say that all these races have been really close at the end.
Oh yeah. What's next week?
These drivers are getting a curveball thrown at them. We're slinging some mud next week.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
I'll still
Eldora.
finish last. It's all good.
I'd say Eldora would be really interesting when he comes to the custom guys.
Oh yeah. I'm still gonna finish last.
So we're just waiting to get our winners, our top 3, into the chat here so we can talk to them real quick about their performance.
Who got 3rd?
Probably your dad.
He doesn't do mics. So I got Smitty and Pat coming.
Whew. I might need to go take my blood pressure medication after that race. Woo-wee. Golly.
It's always good to see the black number 3 in victory lane.
Yes, sir.
Alright, boys, I invited them. Just give them a couple minutes and then they should be here.
No problem. I
Got
got a
it,
race.
Speeder.
There's Private
So good.
Patton. Congratulations, Private Patton. Good race.
Oh yeah, very good race.
I mean, I know you finished 2nd, but it was real entertaining from our view.
Oh, yeah, I thought I had it, honestly. I feel like it's always weird to think about that, where could I have made up just 1/10 at any point throughout that stage 3, It's weird that 150 laps, no cautions, 2 times wear, it comes down to 1/10, so where could I have made that up on track? I don't know. I can think of a ton, but it's just weird to think about. It all came down to 1/10. So yeah, good win, RJ. I saw you just got in here, so good race, bud.
Yeah, congratulations,
like
RJ Smitty. It's good to have
I had you.
third different winner of the last 4 races. After some bad luck last week, it must be really nice to have something work out for you this week.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, tell us what made you. When did you decide you were going to go with the 2 tires?
Me and the guys in the chat were all kind of talking about how it would work out because we didn't really get to the 3rd stage in our practice, so we weren't really sure how it was all going to work out. But we noticed Patton was pitting like about 6 laps left in the tank, so we knew that he was going to have to take 4, and we were only 5 short at the end, so that was just... I knew that I could go at least 10 laps on 2 tires, so that was pretty much the game plan.
Yeah, so when you were getting into 3 and you saw that run that the 21 truck got there at the end, what was going through your mind when you guys are heading back to the line?
not to drift up and give him the bottom. I definitely kind of nursed it around that corner because I knew if he got to the bottom, I was going to be kind of screwed. But he got a heck of a lot bigger run on the top than I thought he would. So I was a little worried about that, but I wasn't sure if I was going to win till I finally crossed that line.
Yeah, it was a heck of a finish, guys, and I will say, like, I've missed a few races in the booth, but this race right here was pretty interesting. It was fun watching you boys. The strategy come into play, that was amazing, and a heck of a run. Like I knew that after that. Did you get a speeding penalty in stage 2?
Yep.
Okay, that's what we thought. Just to see again, like I told Patton before, like his adversity that he fought in one of the races that he won, and to see you come from like 14th, or I know you were in the top 15 when you started stage 3. To see the run that you made through the field to get back up to 3rd before you guys made that first pit stop. I mean that just the fight that I see in this league is amazing, and congrats to the guys that race in this league and you guys as well. Like you two are great racers. You guys give me a lot of hope, even though I'm nowhere near the top 5 to win a race. But to see you guys, fight back through adversity and not give up, and it shows a lot of the young racers out there that you guys, you can go through some problems in stage 1 and 2 and fight back in stage 3 and still win this race. And I mean, man, you had a hell of a fast truck, and congratulations, man. It was fun to see you run through that field at the end of that race.
Yeah, I was a little nervous at going into stage 3 being that far back, and I knew I had something for Pat in this race. I don't know, it just felt a lot better than any other race that we've been in so far, and it was mainly could I get back up there without getting in trouble. And before he checked out.
When you started stage 3, you were about 14th, right?
Yeah.
What was your game plan as the stage started? Like, were you trying to get as fast through the field as you could?
I wanted to get up there as fast as I could because in every stage, I think the first stage, Pat and me and I think Caliber kind of checked out. And then the second stage, I know there was 3 of us again that checked out, I think, and then I got my speeding penalty. So I knew that there was going to be a pack that checked out. And I wanted to be a part of that, definitely.
Well, you just narrowly missed the issue when you got ahead of T-Bird, and then he ended up getting in some trouble coming out of turn 2 at one point. So it's good that you got past him when you did.
Yeah.
Private Patton, this is just another race where you've led the most laps. Nearly won it again, as you said, came up underneath a tenth of a second for the victory for RJ Smitty. What do you go from here? We go to Eldora next week, so what's your plans going forward? You just got to win the rest of them now?
You guys are going to have the inside scoop. I'm actually not going to be racing Eldora next week, so heard it here first, but I will not be in there, and I don't even know if I will be able to make Vegas the week after, so perhaps Homestead will be my return. So I guess if I can get Homestead all locked in, then I guess gonna go try out and win Homestead. Like I said, as you guys briefly talked about, the competition in this league is always incredible. I mean, the adversity that the winners have gone through is definitely something that inspires most, and I feel like having that to my advantage, I'll taking 2 weeks out, I feel like I can go out and win Homestead. I feel like I'm very confident in Homestead. I feel like it's a very driver's track with how loose you can take it, so hopefully we can go out and come back with a victory.
All right, there you have it. Here, Mike, anything else to add?
Somewhere.
Don't really have anything to add tonight, other than the fact that it was a heck of a race between you two guys, and you really put on a show for us. Come down to 7/100ths of a second on differing strategies. Can't ask for a better finish. So congratulations, both of you. RJ Smitty picking up your first win of the season, and Patton looking as dominant as ever. Good job, guys.
I appreciate it.
Actually, you really do make it fun to broadcast these races. I'm really proud to be part of Tuesday nights. Hope you come back real soon, Private Patton. Gonna make it real interesting if RJ Smitty doesn't have the competition up front. Will he kind of revert back a little bit where we have a chance to see another winner? Who knows? Come back next week, everybody. Congratulations to our winners. Thank you to Gator Mike. Thank you to Do the Do for hanging out in the booth, as well as Aquataddy for being our in-race reporter. I'm Brinkerhoff17. I hope to see you again next week here at GC Sports when we head to Eldora. Have a great rest of your week, everybody. We'll see you here tomorrow for the customs and on Thursday night as well.